Hello guys, so I want to try a new video idea today. I want to instead try showing a gameplay footage in the background while I tell you guys a story from either my personal life or a story that I heard from the news or from just general word of mouth. And today I want to talk about what is quite possibly the worst attempt at stopping drug use ever. Like, I'm telling you, if you have ever had a friend or loved one and you felt that you weren't helping them one bit, this is gonna make you feel better. This story is gonna make you feel better. So I used to be on the football team when I was in high school, and those were generally some of the best years of my life. I personally loved it. I don't regret being a part of it. Even though, yeah, it did take up a lot of my time and it did make me very tired throughout the week, I still loved it, and I would definitely recommend to anybody, if you're entering high school, to consider joining sports, because I don't think you will regret it one bit. And that's kind of where the story starts, because this happened in my junior year of high school, where the season had just ended and we were gonna get started with the new year, because even though the previous team was very good, they kind of underperformed and our head coach wanted us to reach our full potential. So he advised us to probably start doing player only meetings. And during these player only meetings, we would talk about things that would only be discussed among the players. And in case you guys don't know what players only meaning, it's exactly what it sounds like. It's a meeting with only players. And a good example of what's talked about is one time I saw this podcast clip of Luke Wilson. He was a former tight end for the Seahawks when they won the Super Bowl. And he talked about how back in the Legion of Boom days, whenever they had bad practice, him and the other guys would always have a players only meeting, and they would just be like, "Oh, what the heck was that? Like, we gotta do better. Come on, this is unacceptable for us." You know, things like that. And that was kind of supposed to be the whole point of the players only meeting as well. So during our first players only meeting, I don't remember what exactly was talked about, but I just remember that it was like the typical thing of like, you know, like, oh, we're brothers, we gotta stick together, you know, that type of stuff right there. Then the second meeting came, and this is when things got juicy. This is when things got spicy, if you know what I mean. So the second players only meeting happened, and the person who was running the players only meeting, he gathered us all together and he was talking to us like, oh, we gotta talk about something that's very serious, something that affects all of us today in high school: drugs. And when I heard that, I was just like, I kind of thought this is very clearly going to be your typical don't do drugs, drugs are bad, drugs will ruin your life type speech, which they are. Drugs are bad and you shouldn't do them because they will ruin your life. So that part is true, that don't do drugs. But it went in a different direction. Let's just say that. Let's just say it went in a different direction. So we were having this talk, and the players were talking about stopping players from doing drugs. And they were talking about how they're going to take it upon themselves to stop players from doing drugs. And I was just kind of wondering, well, how are you going to do that? How are you going to stop players from doing drugs? And then that's when they came up with their masterful plan as to how they're going to do it. They decided at random points in the year going to go up to players that were on the team and then ask if they can check their backpacks. Guys, yeah, that plan is terrible. Like, what? What the heck is this? They literally said that. They literally said, guys, we're at random points of the year, we're gonna go up to you and we're gonna ask to check your backpack. And I remember hearing that, I was like, what? What? How is this possible? Who is okay with this? Who okayed this? And these guys were legitimately adamant that they wanted to check people's backpacks to check to see if they had drugs on them. And it was absolutely mind-boggling that this was going on. And I was just wondering, who the heck actually came up with this plan? This is one of the worst plans I've ever seen. And here's the thing. I don't do drugs. I have never done drugs, and I plan on never doing drugs. And I don't have like any other dirty stuff in my backpack either. Like, I don't do any of that dirty stuff. I don't have any of that stuff. Yet, despite that, I don't want people just checking in on my backpack. I don't want people just asking me, hey, can we check in your backpack? Let me check in your backpack right now. I don't want people asking that right there, even though I don't have anything suspicious in my backpack, because, you know, it's my privacy. And it seems like these guys didn't understand that, and they were legitimately saying like, oh, we're gonna check your backpack, we're gonna check your backpack. And they went as far as to say, if you know anyone else on this team that's doing drugs, please come tell us. And then they try to use the good, oh, it's not snitching, it's not snitching. And The funny thing is, you're probably wondering, okay, well, what did they plan on doing if you did have drugs in your backpack, or if you didn't let them check your backpack? That's where the second part of their brilliant plan comes into play. They then go on to say, oh, if we find that you're doing drugs or you don't let us check your backpack, we're gonna beat you up. Yeah, you heard that correctly. They literally said, we're gonna beat you up if you don't let us check your backpack. When I heard that, I was like, what the heck? Who came up with this plan? Who actually thought that this plan was acceptable? That this was an acceptable plan? This is absolutely mind-boggling that this is an acceptable plan, because how are you gonna go about beating someone up without you yourself getting in trouble? How are you gonna go about that? So are you just gonna go in the normal quad area, just ask for, hey, let's check your backpack right now for drugs? And then if they're like, no, I don't want to. Is that the plan right there? Like, what, do you just think teachers are gonna stand by and just be like, oh, yeah, that kid's getting beat up, all right, oh well. Like, how do you think it was gonna happen? Or was it gonna be a thing where you were gonna ask them, okay, come meet us over here at this location so that we can beat you up? Who would actually go to that? Who would actually be like, these people said they were gonna beat me up if I go to this location, so yeah, I think I'm gonna go to it. Like, what the heck is this? What the heck is going on? And of course, a lot of freshmen got frightened by this. And even one of my old teammates that I was friends with, he was even telling me, oh, there's no way I'm letting them check my backpack. I would rather just fight them rather than let them check my backpack. I don't want them to check my backpack. And I was like, yeah, I'm on the same boat as you. I don't even know what to do, because they're literally threatening to beat us up if we don't let them check our backpacks, which I don't want them checking my backpack. And what ended up happening is that the freshmen, of course, got terrified, and they went to their parents to tell them about this. And the very next day, our head coach had us do a bunch of hard drills, and then he ended up telling us, now guys, listen, there were a lot of parents that called me and they told me that you guys were threatening to beat people up. That's not happening. Yeah. No duh. Like, come on. It was honestly kind of cringy to see that the coach had to come out and tell us that we couldn't beat people up. And rightfully so, because it was just so crazy how this plan even got made up, in that some players literally sat down and thought to themselves, what's the best way to get people to stop doing drugs? What's the best play? Oh, I know. Let's beat them up for it. Let's beat them up for it. Like, imagine if that's how Drug Addiction Council went. Let me see. Okay, you are addicted to LSD and meth? You're addicted? Alright, time for me to beat your butt. Boom, 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 boom. Or it can be like that episode from SpongeBob of, oh, how many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man? It could be something like that. But anyways, after that, the players' only meetings ended up getting canceled because, of course, they did. No parent would want their child to get beat up because they didn't want to let their backpack get checked or anything like that. It's totally understandable. And yeah, that right there is the worst attempt at stopping drug use ever. And that's it for the story. Let me know if you guys want to see more videos like this, because this is a new video idea that I'm trying. And of course, this channel is still new and I want to grow this channel. So let me know if you guys want to see more videos like this. This is actually weird because this is my 4th video and I don't think I've asked this of anybody. But I guess I'll ask it now. Please like, subscribe, and share the videos. Please do that because like I said, I'm trying to grow this channel. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I will see you guys for the recap of the Chargers-Dolphins game, which I'm hoping the Chargers win, but I have my doubts. So we'll see what happens. I'll see you guys then. Please take care. Please like, subscribe, and share. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.